Hey everybody, it's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance channel. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Of course, I review fragrances, colognes, perfumes, and all these great smelly things. Today we're going to be talking about a fragrance called Leleva from the house of Meremeta. This is a brand new fragrance house. This is their first release. They're still upcoming. They still have I don't even know if they have a website out yet. He's a very generous guy. Very kind. He was on Instagram, reached out to me, said he wanted me to review his fragrance. He sent it to me a while ago. Here's your review, my friend. I've finally come around to it. This fragrance is nice, and definitely I'm going to do my full review. First off, let's talk about the smell. The main notes in this fragrance, the breakdown, is lemon, leather, and vanilla. There's really three main accords, three main notes, and that's really what you're getting from this fragrance. But let's talk about each one of these notes in a little bit more detail because we have less to fuss about. First off with lemon, to me the lemon comes off, does have a little bit of sharpness, which actually is kind of nice in the opening. Sometimes the sharpness is a little bit odd because to me I get a little bit of almost a essential oil type quality of this. It truly smells like a lemon verbena, which often to me does have that essential oil type of smell or quality to it, where it has almost this interesting body and sharpness and almost powderiness to it. It's very nice. If you love lemon fragrances, you're going to love this fragrance, no doubt about it. But the lemon to me does smell kind of candied. There is a sweetness that comes through in this fragrance, perhaps somewhat from the vanilla, but the lemon also does smell almost like candied lemon rinds. Just like candied ginger, if you were to cook down the lemon rinds in sugar, it has almost that quality where it's a little bit more dry and a tiny bit more powdery and sweet, and the oils start coming out. It's really nice. It's really gorgeous. The leather to me is more of a clean white leather. It's a little bit more airy, a little bit more transparent. The leather is not a deep dark brown leather or anything like that. This is a very clean leather, very white, very easy to understand. As far as leather goes, very easy to wear, inoffensive. It's really lovely as it's added to this composition. And if I didn't tell you that leather was in this fragrance, you might not be able to detect that leather was in this fragrance at all. It does add a good amount of body to the fragrance. It adds a fullness to the fragrance. Again, a little bit with that white texture to it. Not exactly powderiness to the fragrance, but it does have this white kind of tone to it with the lemon. So very nice. The vanilla to me doesn't stand out in a big vanilla way. Vanilla can be dark. It can smell almost like tonka. It can be rich. It can be boozy. The vanilla to me in this fragrance is, again, a little bit more of that white, powdery, fresh vanilla. This fragrance overall is very fresh and happy and lively. It's quite charming and quite lovely. If you're a big fragrance enthusiast, if you're very picky about fragrances, the lemon having a little bit of an odd sharpness and, almost the essential oil quality to this fragrance might throw you off a little bit. But as far as lemon fragrances go, I think that this is one of the best. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. But this stuff is nice. Performance-wise, this was about a 6-7 hour fragrance on my skin. Maybe 8 hours if I sprayed heavy. As far as a lemon fragrance go, it's actually very nice on the performance side of things. It's a really loud lemon fragrance. This is probably the strongest lemon-focused fragrance I've ever come across. So if you love a lemon-heavy fragrance, if you adore lemon or citrus in your fragrances, you might just want to go out there and definitely grab this one. Very nice. Indeed. Projection-wise was... I don't know. I'm not sure if this was beast mode, but it definitely was a little bit above average. For me, the sillage was probably the best thing about this fragrance. Walking past people could really detect this fragrance and really picked up on it and really liked it. This fragrance isn't very complex. It can seem a little bit linear, and now let's talk about that complement factor. With it being a little bit more linear and not as complex and smelling like lemons, people really enjoyed this fragrance. They love sweetness, they love lemons, they love citrus, and this fragrance definitely smelled really nice to a lot of people. This stuff is a compliment getter. It's easy to wear, easy to like, definitely, and it's a little bit sweet. I do have to say that if you're a guy out there, that this stuff might be a little bit too sweet for you. If you're more of a gentleman or like a little bit more of the classic fragrances. But if you're a guy who likes, regular, more modern fragrances, you're really going to like this stuff because there's a really nice balance of almost being unisex. I do think a good lady could wear this fragrance, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she exactly would love this fragrance. It's sweet, it's lemony, it's fresh, but again, that lemon has a little bit of sharpness, and ladies usually like that a little bit more on a man. So, confident ladies, you certainly could wear this fragrance. It would be a joy to wear, and it would be lovely to smell it on you. But a lot of ladies, in my experience, do not like any fragrance that has a bit of that zing or sharpness to the fragrance at all. So, very nice fragrance, though. Anyways, so compliment factor is good. It's above average compliment factor. People really do like this fragrance. Finally, with the price, I think he's going to charge anywhere from 70 or so for this fragrance. It might be 55 or so. As far as I can tell, I need to talk to him again, and he definitely doesn't have his website up. But the quality for this, for the price and for the money, is a very good value for the price and for the money for what you're getting. Again, it's a little bit of a fragrance. It's not exactly complex, but it smells so nice. It lasts a long time. I often don't like citruses a lot of the time. Citruses don't last on my skin a lot. This stuff has sweet fixatives. The leather helps with the longevity, and certainly the vanilla and the dry down helps with the longevity. And it's really nice that this stuff lasts and actually performs decently. I do recommend this fragrance, even though this was sent to me. I think I forgot to say that in the opening of the video. I'm sorry, my friends. Take this with a grain of salt if you'd like. This fragrance was sent to me for review, but he requested a review from me. I didn't message him. It was out of the blue, and he just wanted to give me a bottle, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm so blown away. I'm so grateful that somebody wanted to send me their fragrance, and I was really surprised that this is a good creation. Again, if you're a lemon lover, if you love lemon, you definitely need to get this into your hands. I think that this is one of the better fragrances. Y'all know that I can be a fragrance critic, and I can be kind of negative on a fragrance. I think that this is one of the best citruses on the market, and one of the best citrus fragrances I've ever tried. For the performance. Again, if you're really picky into niche, this stuff is probably going to smell very unorthodox. And if you're a perfumer, you're probably going to think that this stuff is a little bit too wild, and a little bit, the concentrations are probably kind of going to, blow you away with how concentrated this stuff is. Anyways, this is a 50 ml bottle. I think he's going to charge 50, 60, maybe 70 for these. I definitely do think it's worth the price. It's a nice fragrance. I've talked to him about maybe some of his newer releases in the future. I'm excited to see what he can do in the future. If he makes an orange fragrance that smells anything like this with leather and maybe tonka in the dry down instead of that vanilla, oh my goodness, I'm going to be all over that fragrance, and I'm going to want it so bad. So anyways, thank y'all so much for being here today. This is the Scentatar Fragrance channel. I'm going to link where you can reach out to him and message him through his Instagram down below in a link. If this fragrance did sound interesting to you at all. He didn't even really ask me for a review. He just asked for some feedback. Of course, I wanted to do a review to this generous guy, and for this generous guy for sending me a bottle. So, shout out to you, man. Thank you so much for this fragrance. It's one of my favorite citrus fragrances, and I have a hard time finding citrus fragrances, so this was a great unexpected surprise. Thank you so much for this fragrance. And honestly, I'm not sure if I ever need to buy a bottle of Elborn anymore. Elborn Barcarna Barcelona is an amazing fragrance, and I heavily support the brand. But when I have a fragrance like this in my collection, I might not need the Elborn anymore because of how good this stuff performs. Anyways, wonderful fragrance, great performance. Thank you so much for your generosity. And everybody who's watching, thank you so much for watching today. I really do appreciate you with all my heart. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share the video if you do want to support me here today, if you, like my content and my channel. Thank you so much for being here, my friends. I'll see you next time. Wear what you love, rock what you got, and I'll see you, and bye.